Do you guys struggle with any sort of like insecurities? Or?
Well,
Oh, for sure.
a reason I think therapy is great is because I'm not an expert in psychology, but from the classes I've taken, like the big takeaway is that we know far less about ourselves than we think we do. So you might think you know what your insecurities exactly are, and you probably know a lot of them, or you think you know what your issues are, but there's probably a lot that you're just simply unaware of, that through a therapist asking you the right questions and just conversing with them will be brought to the forefront, and then you'll be like, oh my gosh, I wasn't aware of some of these things, that then it helps so much.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody has a lot of insecurities too. I mean, I have not been feeling good about my physical appearance lately, probably for the past like year and a half. Like if you watch older Smosh videos, I was like much thinner then, and also had a lot of stomach problems, which is, partially why that is. But, my parents were always very physical. They met because my dad owned a gym and my mom taught aerobics there. And so like that was always a way to like...
I bet they have great photos from like the 80s.
None. Literally none.
What?
I asked my mom for 80s photos for a potential video and they're literally none.
Bullshit.
But like that was a good way to get like attaboys from the parents and like, you've been exercising, like that's great. And now that's not a part of my life so much because I'm just so busy doing either voiceover, Twitch streaming, or being here that I just do not have time to exercise right now, and I've let myself go by the wayside a bit. But I'm trying to figure out how to still feel good about myself, even if it's not in a physical way. And I've never been comfortable in my body. I was a chubby kid.
But yeah, I would say you're insanely hard on yourself in that regard, because I don't think anyone would, definitely people watching, I don't think would ever claim you to be out of shape. But I notice all the time you talking like, oh yeah, I don't know about this shirt. It makes me like this or whatever. Or like we'll take a group photo and you'll be like, I don't know. I don't like how I look in that or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like you pointed out in videos and edits, you're like, I look like this. And I'm like, I would have never noticed it.
Well,
you're holding such a lens to yourself, and you're being so hard on yourself.
Yeah, oftentimes we're our own biggest critics.
Thank God, because if anyone else was worse on me, I'd be like, that dude's just an asshole.
Well, we wouldn't keep them around. Like honestly, like we're like I think one of the greatest things about the people that we've sort of kept around ourselves and surrounded ourselves with here is like everyone is super supportive of each other, and we all want the best for each other. I would hope that if any of us are struggling with anything, that we would all be here for each other.
Sure.
Absolutely.
No, I love these. There's no real reason for it. I love the people around me. Nobody's been like mean about anything on the internet, which is shocking, but like it just comes from within, and I know it's something I've got to work on mentally as well as physically.
Yeah. I feel like I'm mean to you when you're talking about yourself, and I'm like, you shut up right now.
Yeah, you do that. I like it though.
I feel like I'm like, oh, maybe I'm being too mean, but I'm like, shut the hell up, Damien.
Well, and I don't think those insecurities would leave you if you got into the best shape of your life. You would still, those insecurities are still there, and you're still gonna be like, oh, I don't know about this today, or I don't know, whatever. Like if you're insecure about your body, you're gonna be insecure about your body, and you can't. The only way to beat that is to mentally counteract that, or to find ways around it.
I mean, you're somebody, you exercise all the flipping time. And when I see you, I think you're like the most shredded person I've ever met. But if you're talking about those insecurities not leaving you, do you feel like you still deal with that stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I mean, I'd say part of the reason I work out so incessantly is because like if I go 2 days without working out, I'll be like, oh God, I feel like goo today. I hate it. And it changes, right? Like, cause it'll be, for the longest time it was that I was like, oh, I'm too skinny. I'm like, whatever. You knew up until like, I want to say the age of 23 or 24, I wore jackets year round. Like even when it was like
I can think of that black jean jacket. It's what I met you when you were wearing it. Yeah.
It was like that Robert Pattinson-y type black one, and then I switched to the green leather one, which I would still wear when I started here, and I would wear them if it was 90 degrees outside. I'd still be wearing that jacket, and it was just because I was just like, oh I don't like how my arms look today.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Like whatever. Really? Yeah. So yeah, no, and then like pool parties and stuff, I'd be like, oh. Like
no way, because I feel like that, and if you feel like that, there's no hope for me.
It's just I don't know, and then it changes, man. Like because I definitely, I can't self-diagnose, but with like body dysmorphia and stuff, I still don't think like I'm that big. Like I don't think I'm that buff or anything. Like I think
Damn.
of my body as being rather average size. But what'll happen is sometimes even if I do get bigger, then I'll just be like, oh, but my body's shaped weird, or it just looks weird, or it just doesn't look good. I just don't look like I'm in great shape. I just whatever. It changes all the damn time, and it's really tough to keep up with. And I really am I'm a prisoner to it sometimes, because there'll be days where like if I haven't worked out for a couple days, and then say it's I haven't worked out for the past 2 days, but today everyone's going to Disneyland. But if I go, I'm not going to be able to make it to the gym, and I'll be like, should I go?
Interesting.
Should I go, or should I go to the gym?
See, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea that you struggled with this, because we make jokes all the time, and I don't know if it's hurtful now that I'm thinking about it. We make jokes all the time about how swole you are.
Yeah,
like
it's I think I have gotten much better about everything through Smosh, just because not necessarily through praise doesn't really help any of it. In fact, sometimes I think it makes it worse. A lot of the most insecure people I know physically are the models and the like best looking people I've met, because growing up they were constantly told, you're so pretty, you're so attractive. So it's like, oh, that's my entire worth. So if I lose that, even for a moment, I'm nothing.
Got it.
And probably the same why people who are praised for being super smart then get super insecure if their intelligence gets questioned.
But that's the thing about you too that's interesting to me, is like you're an incredibly well-rounded person. So like, yeah, you exercise constantly, you're doing fine in that department, but also you have a lot of intelligence to back it up. Your house, which we saw in the house tour, is stacked with books that you've read, not even counting the books that you gave away because you're just not going to read them again. You're always trying to discover more things about like music. You were teaching yourself guitar. Right now you're learning Spanish. Like there's so much that like, even if your physical stuff went away, even if all your books burned and you couldn't read anymore, like you would have so much to fall back on. So it's interesting to hear, and I know nothing I say can fix anything, but it's just interesting knowing that like, a lot of people have one thing to build self-worth off of. You've got a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's tough. I mean, but we could all say that for ourselves, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot could be the exact same could be said to you, could be said to all of us that work here, and for so many people who are insecure. And I think there's an aspect of insecurity fueling that motivation, but I don't think it's a good fuel. I think a better fuel is just enjoying life and doing things because it's fun, and improving yourself because improving yourself is fun.
Yeah.
For the sake of it, not for, I need to improve myself to become something that's worthwhile.
Sure.
Did those insecurities become worse after your last breakup, or?
I actually think they've gotten better, I think. And it changes, as you get older, just in life, insecurities just switch around. I think when I'm insecure, I am insecure about anything. I will find the thing to be insecure about, I'll be like, oh, I'm short, or oh, I'm this, or oh, I'm not whatever. Like and it'll be physical, or then it'll be just who I am or something like that. I mean,
sure.
And I think that goes for everybody. I think insecurity is insecurity. It takes many forms.
I think there is a good, humble way to look at that and be like, everybody can say that we all have these different talents and different things to fall back on. But I found that you are somebody, and just speaking as a friend here, I found that you are somebody that will do that all the time, to the point where it's not even a sense of necessarily being humble, but you're taking victories away from yourself. Everybody has different things that they can consider, a source of pride for themselves, or I should hope so. And if you don't feel that way, you should definitely do some soul searching and find it, because it is out there. But with how many different areas of expertise you have, Shayne, I think it's okay to like every once in a while say it just for yourself, and it's not even an arrogant thing. It's like, you know what? Not everybody is able to do all these different things. Sure. Good for me. Because it's not like I was born being the best runner, smartest boy in comedy. Like, you work flipping hard in a lot of areas. So I would just encourage you to, acknowledge that for yourself. Everybody has the insecurities. Everybody can fall back on stuff. But you work hard to have a lot of things you're good at. Good for Shayne.
Well, thanks, man.
You got it.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, the even self-praise, it's not, I don't know.
I feel that.
It's not like that's like, oh, great, I am this thing, I am who I need to be happy, right? I just think the pursuit of all those things for the sake of finding happiness will never achieve it. I think when I'm able to let go of those insecurities is when I think honestly what it is in its own form selfishness, right? I'm doing all these things to improve myself, whatever I'm thinking, but it's just that I'm thinking about myself. I'm so focused in on improving myself and becoming something that I need to be that I'm not looking outward. And so when I let go of that and I go, you know what, I'm going to focus on my friends, my family, the people around me and what makes them amazing. Suddenly then you just lose yourself. And it is kind of this euphoria, this breaking free of that prison that you get into yourself when you're just locked into your own head about what's wrong with you and what everybody's thinking about you, instead going, no, I'm going to focus on what's great about everyone around me, what I love about them. And then you feel that connection to everyone. And then you suddenly feel loved because you're looking for that when you're trapped inside yourself, but you can't feel that love because you're just inside yourself. You're sealed away. You get out. You go, okay, I'm with everyone. Oh my God, I'm loved and I love them and great. And now I feel great.
Thank you guys so much for watching this week's highlight clip.
The full audio episode is available now wherever podcasts are found, or you can click the links below.
The full video episode comes out on Fridays, so be sure to subscribe and punch that bell.
Punch it. To watch our most recent episode, click that box on the right.
Also, check out our clothing line at smosh.store.
Woo!